And this is about Akhlaq, viewers. You remember Akhlaq, who was lynched, pulled out of his home on the suspicion that he had beef in his refrigerator. He was lynched in the public domain, viewers, by half a dozen individuals and many more onlookers. He was pulled out of his home, lynched. That was what was remained of his refrigerator and his home. It later turned out there was no beef in his home. It was a travesty. It was witnessed by many, many people. And within hours, the so-called accused, the suspects, were taken into custody. But after that, viewers, this particular case went down the shaft, got lost somewhere in the labyrinth that is the criminal justice system. And viewers, as you know, justice must be done and must be seen to be done. Now, after all these years, viewers, when the law should be equal for everyone, a Muslim, a Hindu, a Sikh, a Christian, we have a situation where the UP government goes to court and says that the accused, who were publicly identified by Akhlaq's relatives, they should be let off. Viewers, Sabka Saath means, and Sabka Vishwas means, that you give justice without looking at identity. And viewers, it is in that spirit that an Uttar Pradesh court today dismissed the Uttar Pradesh government's plea under Section 321 CRPC to withdraw charges against the accused in the 2015 lynching of Muhammad Akhlaq. In 10 years, viewers, that case has barely moved. The court called the application legally unsustainable at the evidence stage, ordering the trial to be fast-tracked with daily hearings. The court, in a massive setback to the BJP government, categorized the case as most important and directed police authorities to ensure full protection of all evidence. The court noted that a key eyewitness, Akhlaq's sister Shaista, has already testified and held that alleged inconsistencies or lack of weapon recovery were insufficient grounds to abandon prosecution in a lynching case. The order is a stinging rebuke. The Yogi government perhaps playing to the galleries, maybe the saffron galleries, the Hindutva galleries, tried to defend the indefensible. And here are some reasons why the Yogi government pleaded with the court to let the accused go. Said it was inconsistent, the statements by Muhammad Akhlaq's kin in naming the accused. Yes, viewers, the family one by one came out, not in unison, but in staggered manner to name the accused. The fact that no firearm or sharp weapon was recovered from the accused. But viewers, when 30 or 40 people descend upon one lone individual, you don't even need a firearm. The lack of any enmity or hostility recorded between the accused and the victim, that by itself cannot be a reason, viewers, because this was a case of Gau Raksha and so on and so forth. The application also cited the right to equality under Constitution guaranteed to every citizen, whether it is the complainant, victim or accused, to withdraw the case for the larger purpose of restoring communal harmony, viewers. And I want to open this up. Rajat Sethi, I have to ask you this question, and please explain to me, how does this further communal harmony? I thought the only way you can build trust between communities is by delivering justice. If Akhlaq's alleged killers, assailants, etc. are tried, and yes, if they are deemed innocent, that's fine. But you can't short-circuit the legal system. This has happened in the Bilkis Bano matter, now it's happening here, and it is very cynical reasons, let's be honest. What is the BJP trying to say? That no one lynched this man? You're on mute.
Yeah. So, Rahul, my limited point is I will not take political positions on a matter of law. This matter should be seen from purely and as crudely as possible from what was argued and what were the points on which it was argued and what needs to be said from the Evidence Act. What the UP government, through its prosecution, was tabling was what Allahabad High Court had already established in writing when they were granting bail to the two accused. It was the same ground that was presented on this, and a permission was sought. Whether or not the court agreed to it is before all of us. And
So
the
it's been
court said
10
that
years. Has a charge sheet been filed?
I can go on
No, I'm asking you.
similar
Charge
cases,
sheet?
even on
No, one
Kothari
second, one
case,
second.
for example. Look at today what happened in
That's
in
fine.
Singer's case.
I'm asking you,
In
at
Kuldeep
least-
Singer
look,
case,
look,
he's
look.
been let free.
Yeah.
See, courts have a understanding, and they
No, one second. In this case, Rajat Sethi, prima facie, the court has said that you were not right. You were defending the indefensible. Some strong words have been issued.
No, I'm telling you, the verdict is still pending on that.
It may be so, but the premature move.
So
but had these
case
people
hasn't been settled so far.
I understand that.
It is with regards to a specific thing which the prosecution said that given what Allahabad High Court has already said on record, they were simply quoting that.
No.
Whether the new judges have a different opinion on that is a question of law.
No, 1 second.
And
1
law
second.
doesn't go on emotions.
Let's not.
That's how it is. Unfortunately, I would want to not see Kuldeep Singer
10 years,
getting
viewers.
bail. But today, Kuldeep
10
Singer
years.
also got bail.
No, 1
He's
second.
also an
No,
ex-MLA
Rajat Sethi,
of
that is a
BJP.
travesty.
That
But
is-
1
that
second.
remains
1
travesty, and
second.
this
1
is how
second.
our courts have been
Rajat
proceeding
Sethi,
with.
1 second. 1 second, Rajat Sethi. The point of the matter is this, viewers. The test should be in court. It should not be outside of court. 10 years it has taken. And you have only interviewed the family members as witnesses? I mean, this case has progressed as if time is a luxury. I have to ask you today, the Samajwadi Party, Abbas Haider Saab, what is your view? Rajat Sethi says, well, you know, the courts sometimes get it wrong. Look at Sengar, poor fellow, this, that, the other.
Well, Rahul Bhai, first of all, I would like to thank you on behalf of all the people who believe in the law of land, who have unswerving support and believe in the law of land for taking this up. Certainly, Rahul Bhai, this is very unfortunate that the UP government is trying to withdraw the cases against the accused, against the people who have done lynching of an innocent human being. This is very unfortunate. And we welcome the decision by the Honorable High Court, Rahul Bhai. And this is very unfortunate. This is the same Chief Minister, we're talking about Mr. Yogi Adityanath, whose first decision was to take back his withdraw cases against himself. This is what he's doing. And this is going to give a very negative message among criminals, among people who want to distort, who want to disturb the communal harmony in the
Mr. Rajat
society.
Sethi, instead of fast-tracking a court and the probe, etc., the UP government goes to the court.
It is about the main witness and what the main witness has said before the Allahabad High Court, which allowed the two accused to get bail. Why did we not have this discussion back in those days when when the bail was granted? We could have had a session and we should have challenged the High Court and gone against on the bail
all
itself.
the accused was the government was
What
trying
was
to
the
withdraw
ground of
cases
bail? You
against
tell
all
me,
the
why was
accused.
bail granted by Allahabad High
So
Court?
that's totally different. You are
Why
talking
is
about
it
two
different?
specific
Why is it
accused.
No,
but
hang on,
their
hang on.
government
Bail
was
is a
trying to
bail. No,
withdraw
hang on,
cases
hang on.
against
Bail
them.
is the norm. Jail is the
Against
exception.
the
Please,
justice,
you are
justice,
innocent till
justice,
you are
justice.
proven guilty. But to withdraw, no, 1 second.
What
Rajat
was
Sethi,
record?
you're drawing a completely wrong analogy here.
not.
Complete.
Look at
No,
what
by
Allahabad
shouting,
High
it's
Court
not going to
said
help.
on record. It is
Okay,
the
it's not
main
going to help by
witness.
shouting. You can drown out everyone's voice, but come on.
See,
Bail
problem
is
that
the
you are
norm.
trying to
Jail
mix
is the
politics with
exception.
What happens from a pure evidence act perspective, that cannot be mixed with emotions. On emotional
No,
side,
no
we
one
can
is
all be on
mixing
the
up.
side
No,
of the
no,
saint
no
or
one
the
is
misdeed.
mixing up emotions. In fact, the
Because you
court
can
is.
go on and
1
on.
second,
What
Rajat.
Kothari
Rajat
was taken
Sethi.
free hand
Then
by the
there is
Supreme
no
Court.
accused.
Why are you so
Person was
defensive?
lynched, there
Calm
is no
down.
accused.
Because at
Nobody
the
has
end of
lynched
the
that
day, it is
individual and
only about the
he was lynched.
evidences.
This is what the government trying to say. And you are trying to, justify that step by the UP
It's not
government.
about
That is bizarre.
justification, sir.
You should be
At
ashamed
one
of
time you
saying
said
so.
that the courts have been taken away. The other times you come in and support the
Viewers,
same
let me
court
just give you the
system.
facts. Let me give you the facts. 1 minute, 1 minute. Gentlemen. Just let me give them the facts. You see, viewers, this Akhlaq lynching case has been badly mishandled by the Uttar Pradesh government from the very beginning. The focus shifted away from justice for the victim to disputing what was in the fridge, by the way. Investigations were muddled, narratives politicized, and accountability was completely diluted. This is a fact. Instead of acting decisively against mob violence, the state allowed the case to become a communal flashpoint, undermining the rule of law, and viewers eroding trust in the justice process. And the excuse that was given was that everyone is equal before the law, including the accused, and they have a right. Of course they do. But when your own probe has not continued, along the prescribed path, when there are obstacles and when it is halted, how can you even come to the point where you can say that there is beyond reasonable doubt an agreement that these people are the wrong ones or innocents? That is where the court has stepped in, viewers. I leave it at this. But this is not good if you are trying to push yourself as a government of everybody for everyone, sabka saath. No, viewers, this is the wrong way of going about it. I leave it at this.